Alright, welcome back. And where we left off, we had just beaten, I said in the last video, I think I said Moldworm. I'm pretty sure, I have not checked, but I think it's Land Mola. Yeah, I think they're called Land Molas, I think is what they're called. So I'm going to go on that assumption, and from there we're going to jump down and just basically make our way back and watch out for the dancing sand creatures, which, by the way, this formation on the ground looks like an octopus. I think it's intentional. I think it's like a warning of those guys. Yeah, I don't know. Not these guys. These are annoying. If you have trouble with these, just move in the way that they're gonna like go. Really, or you can just be patient and wait for them to come to you. But I suggest the former, just to save time. Oh, and then these guys, you can pick off the rocks now off their back. If you, yeah, and you can get some rupees out of them. And I think they just die after a certain point. They should drop a blue. Or not. Alright, now, up here is a fairy. We're going to go ahead and just get a quick heart from them. Or her. Just to show that. Back out. And now, what we're going to do real quick, I'm going to show you guys a really quick way to just get some rupees, because we are going to need some in this episode. If you are less than 500 rupees right now, you're going to want to go ahead and open up that rock. Come on down. And you'll find a lady, first of all, and you'll find a bunch of pots surrounding her. Each one of these pots contains 5 rupee, or yeah, a blue 5 rupee. I don't think she tells you anything. Ironically, she tells us something about what we're going to be doing with this money eventually, but as of right now, we don't need to do that. So basically, we're going to go back in and back out and just get all the money, and it responds automatically. So kind of exploit that as best of your abilities. If you have patience, go ahead and fill up all your rupees. I'm not going to do that right now because I only need 500. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'll be good. Because I might want to get some potions or something like that, of that nature. But as of right now, yeah, just get 500. That's as much as we need for our flippers, which will allow us to swim in the deep water. Nothing else under any other rocks. Nothing to do with that man as of right now. Another one of those crab guys. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, there's a dark rock right here. We can lift this rock. We cannot lift this rock, as hard as we try. Which is just, sweat is just completely shooting off of our hat. That's how Harpy began trying right there. Another thing we're going to do, this is going to be kind of I'm assuming a longer video. First thing we're going to do is head over to this part of the map. Another way we can get some quick rupees, actually, I didn't think about this at first. There's a spot, not right here, we're going to get our bombs out. There's actually a spot where we can blow away this part of a cave right here. Right there. Just kind of fend off anything that comes in your way as that's blowing up. Back up into it, you can't have your sword out. Now, in here, there's some of these guys. These are Moldworms, I think. Shoot the first one, you should hit him if you just shoot straight away. Chances are for your favor. Now on the bottom ledge here, it appears that we're gonna have to shoot them, right? Well, on the bottom ledge, there's actually, you can walk right here. You cannot walk on the top part, so don't try it. You're gonna want to wait until they're kind of gone, like right here, and then get close, sprint attack, one hit kill. Same thing with this way. If you can, start with a sprint attack like this, and then back in with your back to the wall. What that'll do is kind of protect your front side, and don't get hit like me. And yeah, you might fall off. It's not too hard to do. The corners are kind of like they suck you in a little bit. That's okay. Now in here, in the chest, there's, I think, bombs and arrows. Oh, now rupee, and I think arrows in this one. Yeah, she'll give you 300 rupees, which should be more than enough at this point, in addition to what you already have to get your flippers. So we're actually going to get even more here in a second, I believe, in this next area we're going to. So you don't even have to like lift up that one rock we did. Whoa, trying to snipe me here. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but I suggest doing it because that's the best way to earn money in probably the entire game. If you need to earn a lot of money real quick, it's just back and forth. It's kind of repetitive and it's really annoying. Not annoying, it's boring. But well worth it if you need the money, which right now we do. So yeah, just make your way through. These guys are really annoying as well. They kind of, yeah, they rapidly move. They're one-hit kill though, which is nice. As big as they are. First thing you can do is lift this rock up, throw it away, which just breaks from the force of impact. Collect the rupees in here now. She's gonna give me some, I think. Nope, she's not gonna give me any. So there's 4 in there. I don't believe they respawn. They might. Point is though, there's some extra ones in there. I thought she would actually give me some. I can fill up on rupees real quick. See if it does that. Yeah, okay, so it does regenerate, but I'm not gonna keep coming back in. You get the idea. If you're about to, you know, cap off your rupees, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and do that. Blow up this wall. Completely ignore that cave. It's useless to us from this point. Well, it's not useless, but it's definitely not as useful as this one. This really pretty blue cave. I wish there was more of these in the game, but I guess it just defeats the purpose of it, you know, being different. So I always like the look of the blue. And then if we go to the right, you saw there was like a little blocked off section if you were watching. Basically that's where we would see from that view, or from this view. Blow up this wall, and there's going to be some fairies in here. And we have full bottles, so I'm just going to use it to fill up my hearts. Like so. Or miss. Yeah, and in here, it'll just be where and there's nowhere you can't push any blocks out, so. And then, you know, you'd be sitting there just bewildered, trying to figure out how to get to that side, even though there's a crack in the wall directly next to this cave hole. Or cave entrance. The best way to avoid these guys, they only move quickly in lateral, at an axis, I guess. They don't move diagonally quickly. So if you stay away from their immediate left or right or up or down, I'm not even sure if they move up or down quickly. I think they do. You should be fine. You're not going to be in trouble. Then that guy, just ignore him. I've never to this day understood what his point is. He's the only one of those in the game. So, like right there. No. Yeah. I don't even know why I'm trying to kill him. Oh yeah, these guys, don't hit them with your sword. They'll shock you. Just throw a bush at them, they'll die. Or use your boomerang and stun them and then hit them. But yeah, I didn't even mention, we have our ice rod now. Now, right now, you don't want to use it. It's pretty much useless at this point. You can freeze things, obviously, well, I guess not obviously if you haven't played the game, but here you go. There's freezing. Now, at the moment, we don't have our hammer. We can normally break these for some good magic, but seeing that we don't have our hammer, you can really just, you know, it takes up a lot of magic. As you can see, we lost a good bit at the top there, but waiting for this guy to make a move. But anyway, yeah, the ice rod is only really useful from what I've ever really thought was there's one boss where you have to, there's like a fire head and there's like an ice head, and you have to shoot one with the ice and one with the fire rod. That's pretty much the only thing I've ever known to be useful for it, unless you need magic. And in here there's also another fairy, big fairy, if you want to go ahead and wait for that to blow up. But if you want to get your hearts topped off, I don't need mine right now. What was I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, the ice rod though, it's not very useful, so I wouldn't recommend using it. Once you get your hammer, which will happen relatively soon, you can actually freeze certain enemies, I think maybe even all enemies, and then break them with your hammer, and you get some magic, like a lot of magic usually. So that's good for that. We're gonna go this way. No wait, this way. Yep. Yeah, so just make your way up here through these rocks, these boulders. And this way, passing these archers. I would just completely pass them up entirely. And by that I mean get shot, according to my gameplay. That's one of my least favorite spots in the entire game, to be honest, is just that spot with the archers. Now, we never collected the mushroom, so we're gonna wait for that. But if you talk to her, she'll actually fill your hearts up for free. Sample of the red potion, which is why I entered in there in the first place. Yeah, and then this point, we're gonna open this rock, which we couldn't do before, obviously without our gloves. Which was, you know, kind of stupid on my part. I noticed in one of my previous videos I actually said that we can go and get our flippers if we wanted to, which was false. We could not get our flippers. Best thing we can do is just get like another heart piece, I think, in the forest. But like again, it wasn't really necessary. So I would avoid him completely. I know it's tempting, at least to me, to drop down, but just stay away from them. In that tight space like that, it's almost inevitable to get some damage inflicted on you. Okay, yeah, these guys will actually jump out of the water and come after you at dangerous speeds. So be very, very careful. If you smack them back into the water, they're just going to go back. They're not going to come back. They're going to do that, whatever that is. I don't know if they're like a slinky, and they just... This guy, comes, you know, at a point where you can't even get around him. They're not that hard, really. I prefer them out of the water than in the water, because at least they don't shoot me like projectiles at you. These are Zoras, by the way. The friendly race, like in the other games. I was always curious as to why in this game they're so mean. Oh, 4 bombs. They were so mean in this game, but not in like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Now, your shield cannot block these red projectiles yet. I don't think anyway. Yeah, you can't block them with the current shield we have. We're about to upgrade that and solve that problem. But if you go up here and just walk into that area, you're going to get this like rumbling, and then this big guy will pop out. I want the flippers. Yep, you didn't just drop by. You're not going to quit after all. You're going to pay the 500 rupees. And get your flippers. Now we can swim in deep water. Before, if we jumped in water, we couldn't do it. Alright, now we can run in shallow water like this, so I suggest just doing that. It's a lot faster. Go up here, and I don't know if maybe you saw it, there's a heart piece. Get that, we're almost there. There's actually another heart piece we can get before the next dungeon. Oh wait, no, after the next dungeon. Well, we can get it now, but I'm not going to. Nothing over here. Just run back this way. We can't run diagonally, if you didn't know already. I'm sure you did. Yeah, now that that's done, we can actually swim over to here, and in this waterfall we can enter it. It's like a secret passage. Avoid this fireball. Yep. And we're going to talk to this pond, which is something every normal person does. And we're going to throw our boomerang first. It'll upgrade the boomerang. As a result, we'll get a red boomerang. It's like sparkly and everything. It goes a lot further, faster, and that's pretty much it. Which doesn't sound like much, but it's actually really helpful. It's our final upgrade to our boomerang, our only upgrade. As you can see, I mean, that's already... that's pretty long. I mean, it spans the entire length of this thing, which normally wouldn't pass that second torch, probably. We're going to throw another item, and we're going to throw our shield. That'll upgrade our shield. If you have an empty bottle and, I don't know, maybe you want to fill it with something, you know, it pains you to have an empty bottle, you can either leave it empty and wait for a fairy, or you can throw in a bottle and it actually will fill your bottle with the green magic, or the green potion, which will fill up your magic. Always an idea. I wouldn't recommend it though. It's pretty much useless. It's my least favorite thing to fill in a bottle. I actually got those guys for once. Now, this whole area is kind of hectic. There's this raven. Every time you see a raven, just charge up a spin attack, honestly. And wait for them to come to you, and then just spin it and time it. And jump down right here. Perfect, convenient ledge. We're gonna run and backtrack a little bit here. I think next we're gonna go for our third bottle. Again, we're gonna get a couple things in this episode. I'm pretty sure that's about it after that. In fact, there is another heart piece we can get too on the way to the next dungeon, which will give us another container before we continue. Alright, follow this wall. We're going to go all the way across the bridge, down here, and then we're going to just jump right into the water. Disregard all those. And it's not that heart piece, we can't get that yet, despite any effort. And then this land mass right here, you can actually, I think we can go there now, but we're not going to, so that's something for later. What that actually is you can upgrade your amount of arrows and bombs you can carry. I know we can do it now, and it's like 50 rupees for each, I think 5 of each upgrade maximum carry. And it does give you the items as well. But right now, I honestly don't think we need them. There's nothing in the next dungeon. or 2. We're not going to be using arrows or bombs too much. If you really want to, I suggest, if you feel like you want to upgrade something, definitely go for bombs. That seems like something that, you use a lot more than arrows. I mean, use them for blowing up walls or certain enemies you can even use it for bombs against, but as of right now, there's really no point now. Once you go under the bridge, it'll kind of load a, probably the most realistic looking person in this game, who's a hobo, living under the bridge, who knows our name, which is not creepy at all. And we're going to get a bottle from him, which he claims isn't much, I think, if I remember correctly, but that actually is pretty good. One of the most useful items in the game at certain points. Yeah, so once you do that, head back the way we came. I believe that, I want to say that's a ferry, maybe a ferry in there, and then there's a shop. No, that's a shop, I think. I don't know. I forget. I never go down to that part of the map unless for that like little bit there. All right, so now that we've done that, we're gonna go and head up this way, I think. Let me think here. Hold on. Yeah, gotta get my bearings. Yes, we can. Now that we have our gloves, we can go this way and actually go somewhere. Now, these guys, I again suggest just avoiding. They take a lot of hits to actually kill. Really, there's just no point. Like many of the enemies in the game, the red ones are the strongest, so just stay away from them. Now, here we are in a part where there's a lot of guards, and ironically, you can play the entire game without ever having to enter that part of the map, actually. So I never understood the idea behind that, but hey, I'm not one to judge now. This was that heart piece I was talking about on the way. It's one of them. There's actually 2. And we have a new heart container, which will certainly help with the next boss and the next dungeon in general. I think we can get, nope, nothing out of there. Now, if we really had the desire to, in fact, I may just do that right now. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna cover a lot of stuff in this. This might be a longer episode, but no problem. It's always a good thing. Or not always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. All right, pick up these. Blocked off before. Open it up. Drop in, and we're gonna be in a very familiar place. Well, at least a somewhat familiar place. Which is the castle from earlier. If you want to bomb either one of them, there's one up there too. Adjacent to each other. Open this. Get whatever's inside the pots. And the more important is what's in the chests. Bombs, rupees, I believe arrows. So, pretty good. And then if you're low on hearts, you can go ahead and do that. Now, if you want to conserve on bombs, you can go ahead down the other way. I'm just going to go ahead and blow this up for the heck of it. So like blowing walls up. Immediately, I would suggest immediately drawing your sword, because these guys like to come out of nowhere, it seems like. And unfortunately, we have to go the long way around, and we have to, to go back around. I don't think, I've heard you can, no wait, no we can't, never mind. Yeah, never mind, that's not a thing. Back the way we were. So I figured this episode probably will run around somewhere in the 20-minute range. Right now it's at 18:40, so it's going to be around 21 to 22 minutes, I'd say. Like I said, this is a pretty big episode. We still have a good bit to cover before we actually enter the next dungeon. But it's good because we get a lot of stuff too. So I mean, if we really wanted to, if it was worth it, which it isn't at the moment, we could go to the woods, which are directly to our left. Well, not directly, but they are to our left. And these crows are just persistent. And we could acquire a heart piece and heart piece and I think the magic mushroom, which will give you magic bag. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, it will give you a magic powder bag from the witches, but that would mean we'd have to go to the forest, get the magic or the mushroom, go all the way back down to the witches or the witch down at the potion shop, then back up here, which I don't think anyone really cares to do. I certainly don't. So we're gonna do it whenever it's a little more convenient, which is when we're going to get our master sword, which is something we have to do anyway. So it makes more sense. We find a lost guy, or a lost old guy in here. He wants us to take him to his house, I think. Tells us to turn right here, which I want to make a good point with this. I've never played this game while I'm being recorded, so I've never been able to actually make a good point here. He says to turn left or to turn right. This is our, like, now if we're in the game, right? Imagine yourself in the perspective of Link right now, which is our guy, or we're playing as. This would be his left. This would be his right. That would be straight. Now if we go right, you're gonna notice it's a dead end full of bats. If we go straight, it's the right way. Now you think, okay, it means right on the screen, right? But then when you get up here, he says take a right here. There's no straight. His whole point is invalid here. There's no straight. There's a left, which is a dead end, and a right. I just wanted to point that out. I think that's just something that kind of bugs me. It's a technicality that one of those things that just people like me get mad about. A lot of people are going to be saying that's silly, and that's cool, because it really is. Yeah, when you get out here, there are rocks just falling down, including enemies that turn purple when you hit them and do not die. I'm pretty sure no matter what. I've tried pretty much anything under the sun in this game. You're going to get stuck there for a second. Nothing you can really do about it, but it's okay because any damage you took there, you can get healed real quick by this guy. He'll do it for free. Now, you can go up here and go through some caves. I'm going to prefer to just stay out of that. I don't like the dark in this game, especially in narrow caves. I don't know what's coming up. I'd rather prefer to just see what's coming at me, even if it is a bunch of rocks that I can't avoid, apparently. You'd come out of this cave right here, which, again, is not a big jump for what it's worth. So, going to the left right there in that cave would take you back down to the mountain in case you have any business you haven't done or haven't finished up. But we're going to go ahead and go forward because we don't have any. Now, if we were to jump right there, there are fairies in there. So if you're not full, which we aren't, actually. Yep, we're not. So we're going to take a jump down and we're going to get some fairies. I think some fairies. I don't know. I know it's not a heart piece. Now, here you could deal with these guys. I like to run up and just skip all of them. Or at least I try. It doesn't always work. They will die. They'll be gone if you take care of them once, but it's just quicker that way. I'm going to scoop one up, and I'm going to eat another one. I always consider that eating. I doubt it's actually eating. It's just absorbing into my body somehow through some unknown method. But when you go down there, yeah, just get out of there. Really, there's no explanation needed. Back up the wall. Yeah, and running up here does not do anything, by the way, if you were curious. Except for maybe bashing into the wall in front of it. I believe this will be a big fairy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm wrong. No, we can't do anything there, so just ignore that. And nothing else we can jump down onto is worth it right now. Nothing will give us anything special. We need some more items before we can tackle that. But instead, we're going to go ahead and stare into this beautiful blue endless world portal thing. And then we're going to take a big jump into it and turn into our true form. The ultimate beast conquers all. A pink bunny who just screams terror. Now, by the way, we got a magic mirror, which I failed to even point out. The magic mirror is important. It is very important. It actually sends us back to the light world. Right now, we're in the dark world, which, if you can't tell, is actually a very similar looking version of the world we were just in. In fact, we can go down there. We're not going to. Instead, we're just going to go stand on one of these two little dark spots in the ground. We're going to stand on this one. Hit our Y button. Transfer back over. Get the heart piece. The one we could see but not get to before. Going left is a dead end. Well, I mean, obviously, going left here as well. I meant that. And here we are. We're at our first dungeon. It was 24 minutes. A pretty good video. So thank you guys for watching. And next video, we will take on this dungeon, the third dungeon, I believe, Tower of Hera, I think it's called. Yeah, I don't know. See you guys next time.